Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. I hope this video finds you doing well out there in the old interweb. Welcome back to Tate Clark Music. Another review from Tate's Garage. A series of videos where I do review on new music, stuff I stumble upon. And as always, like and subscribe. Speaking of subscribe, thank you to the new subscribers. You guys are very welcome. I'm very appreciative. And as always, hit the Patreon page, patron page. I don't know why I call it Patreon. Anyways, hit the patron page, hit the Etsy shop. You can grab one of these cool t-shirts. Somebody was giving me some crap about not having my own t-shirt on. I felt a little uneasy about wearing it. But anyways, here it is, fresh off the press. You can see it. There you go. Snag you one. You'll be cool. Your friends will think you're cool. Your friends will want one, and they'll be jealous and buy one, and that'll help the channel. There are some things coming down the pipeline. I've mentioned that before in some other videos, but it's coming. Anyways, today we're going to talk about the Wilder Blue with their album, The Wilder Blue. And this album was released March 25th of 2022. It runs 48 minutes and 4 seconds and is something that I stumbled upon while I was sifting through new music, as I always do. So the Wilder Blue, who are they? Well, it is a Texas-based outfit, which is not surprising to me because there's a lot of great jam that comes from Texas, right? If you're into Ray Wiley Hubbard, if you're into Whiskey Myers, Pat Green, Cross Canadian Ragweed, Willie Nelson, Waylon. There's a ton of guys that come from Texas. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimmy Vaughan, one of my personal favorites, the Iceman, Albert Collins. Those were Texas cats, right? There's something in the water out there that just sets these guys on fire. So yeah, Texas is a very special music place. So there you go. Wilder Blue. So Wilder Blue, it was formed by a guy named Zane Williams, who is an established solo act in Texas. He, from what I read, has about 7 albums. And then he got with a guy named Paul Easton, who's another Texas troubadour, and they started piecing this band together. Now, I stumbled upon this band because I spend a lot of time sifting through music through various streaming services, trying to find the newest jam and stuff that I could get into. And this was a band that I stumbled onto. What caught my attention is the very first leadoff track just screams to me like vintage Alabama. And I'm not talking the Crimson Tide. I know a lot of people know that I love the Crimson Tide, but I'm talking about the band. I'm talking about the boys from Fort Payne, Alabama. And it just, the harmonies had that vintage Alabama, vintage Eagles. Like, if you fell asleep with this, you would wake up in Hotel California or outside Fort Payne somewhere, because their harmonies are ridiculously good. Their musicianship is ridiculously good on this. So, yeah, it really caught my interest, and I thought I would talk about it a little bit. So, outside of them being from Texas, they have a couple of guys that are multi-instrumentation kind of dudes, multi-instruments. Anyways, they play a bunch of freaking instruments. Anyway, I haven't really dug into their gear. Their guitar sounds are very clean. So I'll have to do that at a different time. I just wanted to get this out because their music is really good. So let's dig into it. So like I said, The Wilder Blue, released March 25th of 2022. 12 tracks, 48 minutes and 4 seconds. Now, like I always do, I'm going to give you my top 3 off the album. If I was going to hand you this album and say start with these, this would be it. But I like to dig in a little bit and not just go with what I would consider the popular tracks off of this. So, Number three for me is the number six song, and it's called The Old Guitar Picker. Um, the Old Guitar Picker is 6 minutes and 18 seconds. These guys' songwriting abilities to tell a story, you can tell that they have been road dogs and road troubadours for years. I like the slow, kind of melodic guitar feel in this when it opens up the song, and I just like the lyrical content about of an older guy in the neighborhood or community that's a guitar player that people come to, people listen to, and he says a lot with his guitar. That's what I took away from it. So, the Old Guitar Picker is my number three song on the album. It's the number six song, like I said. It's 6 minutes, 18 seconds. My number two song off of this is Okie Soldier. I can't talk today. But anyways, this has a very folk Americana kind of vibe to it. It is the number eight song on the album, and it's 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Now, starting out, like I said, this has a very folk, very early Eagles to me. Like Eagles, like pre Joe Walsh Eagles, right? Very early Eagles. It has that Glenn Fry kind of songwriting feel. But on the other side, the harmonies, again, it's just structured really well. Like I said, Okie Soldier, eighth song on the album, runs 3 minutes and 14 seconds. The dobro mandolin in this is very great, very well played, very well produced. So there you go. My number one song is going to be a song called Wave Dancer. It is the number four song, and it runs 4 minutes 20 seconds. Now this, to me, screams nitty gritty dirt band. It it screams like, again, the vintage Eagles thing. It's got that Alabama feel that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. But one thing that really drove me to this song to be my number one pick off the album is the tempo and melody of the song, the lyrical delivery. It kind of dances with the kick drum. If you're into music, you'll know what I'm talking about. The guitar is a strummed guitar that's flowing with the flow of the whole band. These guys are really locked in on this song. And sometimes it feels like when you listen to a band and you come across a song like this, like you could tell that in the studio they were feeling it. And I don't know if they cut this live. There's some overdub to it, but you can kind of tell when they wrote this. I feel like this was a monumental cornerstone of the album. I feel like that they hit their stride during the album on this. It's just the vocal harmony, the instrumentation, the melody. It all just flows really well. And for 4 minutes and 20 seconds, it just dances through. And it's cool. It's called Wave Dancer. May be intentional, may not, but it just flows so well. And it's got a great groove. Like when I was driving home from work, I like to take a back road. I had the windows down, sunroof cracked, and this was getting me up the road. Just real peaceful, real relaxing after a stressful day. So I really dug it. So there you go. My number one song off the album is the number four song. It's called Wave Dancer. It's 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So that's my top three off of this album called The Wilder Blue. Are these guys something fresh? I think so. I think they're fresh in the, I don't know if you'd call it country music Americana genre. It's crazy these days that we're actually circling back around to that vintage Eagles, Alabama, which Alabama doesn't get mentioned as much as they should harmony wise and instrumentation wise, but there is a feel when you hear Jeff Cook play guitar and you hear guys that are influenced by them, and these guys may not be. This is just my personal opinion, especially with the lead-off song called "Picket Fences." It's refreshing because they're an overlooked band of guys. Like, we all know the Eagles, we all know the band, we all know, like, you know, the singer-songwriter guys, but no one ever mentions Alabama. And Alabama was like a mega band in the country realm, and in that country southern rock realm, which I hate that term. But Jeff Cook's guitar playing, and it's sad that Jeff is battling Parkinson's right now, and can't be out on the road with the band. But when you talk about a distinct guitar player, he's one of them, right? So, the Wilder Blue, I put them in a category. I did a video about some guys called Texas Hill. They're a new breed of band that's bringing back an older sound, kind of like the Turnpike Troubadours. We need more bands like this. We need more artists like this that are not the Nashville machine, but are good enough to get out to a wide audience and entertain people. The Nashville machine cranks out cookie cutter kind of stuff, and it's really refreshing when, especially in this day and age of computer-based instrumentation, that there's a band out there that the guys can actually throw down and play. It takes a lot of time, ladies and gents. It takes a lot of time to get to that point instead of clicking a mouse or hitting a pad or whatever. I'm not saying that people aren't talented that do that, but there's something about a guy shredding on a mandolin or a guitar or whatever, and the harmonies. There's just something about it. Listen to Wave Dancer and you'll feel it. If you don't feel it, you need to call the doctor and make an appointment, because your ticker ain't beating right. Something's wrong with your soul. Y'all need to go to church or something. Anyways, the Wilder Blue, I give this 4 jams out of 5. I would have liked to have heard maybe a few more up-tempo rocking songs, but I think this is their gig. I think the singer-songwriter thing, it sounds like solo artists coming together. This is what we got. So again, the Wilder Blue, the album is called the Wilder Blue. Check it out on your favorite streaming service. Go to their website, hit their merch up, support artists like this. They don't become big artists unless it's through the fans, and the fans are what support artists. So there you go. Remember, stay safe on the old interweb. Stay safe out there. Music is love, and love is music. Keep rocking. Until next time, ladies and gents, further on down the road.